Dear students, like my last video, in this video I will continue with how we can organize our contents in the best manner. We were talking about the main body of our presentation and we discussed some tips that we can use in order to have our main body organized and delivered in the best way. Then, coming to the last 2 points that we have here, as you can see, plan on how to link points so as to move smoothly from one part of your presentation to the next. So you can make a smooth switch from one point to the next by the use of certain connectives. Connectives, as traditionally or basically you can understand with conjunctions like so and so happened because these were the things that were not taken care of, and this was the result of these reasons. Like, so you can use conjunctions like because, so, and. Also we can use connectives like as well as. So make use of transitional expressions like in addition to, like also if you're talking about same type of points, and apart from, like if you're talking about something that is different, and next that we have, like if you're talking about the sequence, like what comes after what, then you can use all these expressions so that your body or your points or your delivery looks connected from like one to another. Conclusion. By conclusion, we mean the last part or the end part of our presentation. As the introduction is important, conclusion is also very important to be done in an effective way. So, one can conclude the presentation by reviewing the main points. Firstly, you have to just give a summary or sum up what were the important things or what were the important ideas or points that were a part of this presentation. This is like a quick recap or a quick recall of what happened maybe in the last 5, 10, or 15, or maybe a long presentation like an hour presentation. Then this review or recap becomes very important. If it's like for a short duration, then this might not be very much required. Then give a signal such as to sum up, to conclude, or to review. While you are coming at the end of your main body of the presentation, it is very important that you mention something like, now I would like to end with, or coming to the end of my presentation. Because as one concludes, remind the audience about the purpose of the presentation, which can be to either convince them or inform them. Like you have discussed the main points, the ideas, everything has gone in a very good manner. Now coming to the end, you should also tell them like whether you wanted them to agree upon what you shared, or whether you wanted just them to think about it, to research about it, to further study about it, so that the audience once again get to know what is their action, what is the call of action from your side to the listeners or to the audience. Tell the audience what is required from them, what they need to do, think, or remember based on the presentation. It is very important that you tell your audience like whether you want them to think about the presentation, whether you want them to just forget, or like just keep in mind what has been shared. At times it's just like you want them to get knowledge about it, or maybe you want them to think and rethink and work on it. Then avoid the next, because you will never want them that they just listen to it and they just get this out of their mind, right? Then your whole presentation would be a failure. Then avoid the need to end the presentation in haste or at speed, or add something new in this part of the speech. When coming to the end of your presentation, one thing that you should avoid or you should not actually do is talk about something new. like you are ending your stuff. And at this point of time, if you come out with something, maybe another new technology, or maybe a new side usage of something, then the people might get slightly focused on that, and then they won't feel that your presentation has come to an end. People should get the feel that yes, they have actually understood the purpose. Everything has been covered in detail, with nothing being left more from your side, and now you are coming to wind up the stuff. So anything new or adding something at the last will create an idea that your presentation was maybe incomplete or was finished in a hurry, and this is never you want to create such an impression with the listeners. Then question session. For a good presentation, it is very much required that you keep some time, maybe a 5 minutes or maybe a 3 minutes or 2 minutes question and answer session from the listeners or from the audience. Very often presentations are followed by a question period. Also, when the matter is maybe a very much based on research or a new technology or a new teamwork or a new project, then maybe this question answer round might be for 30 minutes or 15 minutes, so that all the doubts that the audience or the listeners have, they can come up with them and that can be cleared. Questions provide you with feedback about the ideas that you have to put in your presentation. Also, at times, while of framing the contents of your presentation, while making your presentation, while telling the basic ideas, you might skip some points, or you might feel that this thing is understood, but your audience actually come up or ask the very basic thing. Then you can also get a feedback that okay, you have to include this also, or okay, people might get confused in this thing. So next time when you are actually talking about something like that, you can also improve the content or the matter that you are presenting. You can add that particular point so that there is no confusion with the listeners or in the audience. Then preparing for questions is an important as preparing for the presentation. Also, you should do your homework. Like you should also think about what are the probable questions that can come in the people's mind. What are the things that the people can have regarding the topic, like maybe this thing is where they can find some doubts, and you can tell them in the beginning or at the end or even in the middle of your presentation that don't get confused with so and so thing. And like what are, you can also include that in the summary when you're giving the recap those things. And preparing for the question round is also very important, because for a presentation to be successful and for your audience to be truly satisfied, your answering to the questions in satisfactory way is very important. That's all. Thank you.